Seafood fettuccine. You'll love making this recipe because it's quick and easy, and it turns out looking and tasting just like restaurant quality with very little effort. And here's the bonus. I will show you how to do several different dishes with this one recipe, and this is a great option when you have guests with different tastes. So now for the sauce. What you want to do is cook this on a low to medium heat. You just want to simmer it because we're going to put Parmesan cheese in it. And if you cook it too high, it will get stringy. So get your cream in your pot and start heating that up. After you add the cream, you can throw in the butter, the pepper, and a garlic clove grated, fresh. And give it a stir. We'll cook this for about 30 minutes and stir it occasionally. Before you put the Parmesan cheese in, you want to sift it or put it through something to take all the larger chunks out and just to give it a more fine texture. Because that way it will make your sauce smoother. So just do that. And you start getting some pieces down the end, you can just rub it through. And any hard pieces that are left over on top, just throw them away. So I got a little bit left over, hard pieces, that's just going in the garbage. This will make a really nice smooth fettuccine sauce. So we're going to consistently stir this for the next half hour while it simmers. And then after that, it'll be ready to put on the fettuccine. So while the fettuccine sauce is simmering, we're going to start boiling the water and preparing the noodles. So first we're going to add a chunk of butter, pots 3/4 full of water. You want a generous amount of water, and some oil. And what we're going to do is we're going to let that get to a nice rapid boil before we add the noodles. Okay, so we got the water boiling good. What we're going to do now is we're going to add the noodles. And these are fresh noodles. I prefer fresh noodles. I rarely ever use the other ones. These only take 3 minutes to cook. So what you're going to do is you're going to get them in there, and then for the first minute or so, you're going to really concentrate on working these and getting these apart, because that's the important part, to get these to separate. If you don't do it, they'll stick together. If you do it for the first couple minutes, you get all the oil and butter over them, and then you can leave them go for about 3 to 5 minutes. So I got them, and you only have to spend about a minute. I said 3 minutes, but about a minute. And this is near done. This has been simmering for about a half an hour now. Then what we're going to do is, as we see it getting thicker, we're going to turn the heat up a little bit until it comes to a slow boil, and then we'll turn it back and just simmer it a little bit until we see it's thick enough for us. You'll see it thickening a little bit. So the noodles are done. They've been steaming for 5 minutes. You don't want to overdo noodles. I'm going to take these off and rinse them in cold water and show you what I do to keep their texture until they're ready. So take your noodles and pour them into a strainer. So next you want to rinse them in cold water until they're completely cooled off. This will help keep the texture that they're at. Now we'll set these aside until we're ready to plate. So the sauce is done. You can see it thickened a bit, and it's ready to put on the noodles. So I have a pre-cooked lobster for the fettuccine. All I'm going to do with this is I'm going to clean the tail out for on top of the fettuccine. We'll use that for on the top of the fettuccine. So it's time to fry the scallops and shrimp. We're going to make it easy. I'm just going to fry them together. We're going to throw a nice chunk of butter in there. And with the sea scallops, you're just going to want to take there's a little piece on the side called a nib. You can just remove that from the scallops because it's tough. And then what you want to do is you want to make sure your seafood is dry before you cook it. Make sure when you're buying seafood, it's fresh. All you have to do is give it a smell, because that's the first thing that starts to happen to the seafood. It gives off a very rancid smell. This is very fresh, so let's fry it. All we're going to add to this is salt and pepper. The flavors of the fettuccine will do the rest. And remember, don't overcook your seafood. 5 minutes around, depending on your heat. The seafood's been cooking about 4 minutes. It's done, and we're gonna get ready to plate. So we're just gonna put that on a plate until everything's ready. So the next step is heating the noodles back up. And I'm simply going to do that by running hot water over them. So it's all ready to plate. First I'm going to make a sauce out of this sauce, and it's going to be very easy. I'm just going to take a bowl, and what I'm going to do is take a couple scoops of this sauce, put it in there, and then we're simply going to take about a tablespoon of tomato paste. So you just put that in there, stir it around. And this is my favorite. I really like the fettuccine, but this pink sauce, that's all you have to do, and it gives it a little, just a touch of a tomato flavor. It's beautiful. So we'll set that aside. Now what we're going to do is take a nice little handful of noodles, put it in the center of the plate, bring it down, pile it high. Do the same on this side. What we're going to do is we're going to make 2 fettuccinis, one with pink sauce and one with a white sauce. That's a little too much. And I just wanted to say, like, you can do anything. You could have chicken and mushroom, you could have just shrimp, you could have just scallops. You can make so many different plates with these, which is awesome because, and that's what we used to do at the restaurant. We'd make the base, and then you could even have lobster fettuccine. So let's place the seafood. I'm going to start with the mussels. I did a video up on these, how to cook these, and I'll put a link up in the corner. So I'm just going to place them nice around. Scallops, a couple here and there. It's nice to be able to see these all on top. And if your sauce cools down at all while you're waiting, you can always just heat it back up on the stove or in the microwave. And add some shrimp to this. Look, nice and colorful. Beautiful seafood fettuccine. So yeah, that's enough seafood. I got these beautiful shrimp. I fried them up just so. Who doesn't like large shrimp that likes seafood? They're incredible. We'll just put them on for a garnish, and we get 2 pieces of lobster. So I got my sauce nice and hot, and I'm simply going to take this, just drizzle it all over that. Do the same thing. I'm going to scoop half. Put a piece of lobster. One big shrimp, real Parmesan. Just let it fall all over, even the plate. It makes it look nice. Put a good amount of garnish just to make it look good. You make a mess, but it looks good when you take the plate away. Now just a little bit of Parmesan just to put a little green and make it look good. Tell me you wouldn't like to eat that right now. Hit the subscribe. Beautiful. Let's try this out. Alright, so it's ready to taste finally. I had to add a little bit of garlic bread, and I also added a little bit of pepper for flavor and looks. So I'm going to start with the pink one. Oh, that looks beautiful. A piece of the scallop. Look at that. Love the pink sauce. The noodles are done right. And the scallop's perfect. Okay, let's try this. Lobster. Creamy, the right thickness. Tastes great. Let's try a piece with the shrimp. The shrimp has a beautiful flavor. It's one of the practical fettuccinis. Try it. Let me know how you make out. Have a good day.